This is an industrial microprocessor based pH meter, make medicine, model MZ113 NR. It's a 5-point calibration with buffer 1.68, 4, 7, 9.20 and 12.45. At the back side of the instrument, it's a BNC connector for pH electrode, this connector for temperature probe. This is a stand having an adjustable knob. It's the pH electrode, temperature probe, beaker for sample. It's a washing bottle to wash the electrode. So let's start the calibration process. For the calibration process, press Cal button. Display showing put electrode into 1.68 pH and press enter. So if user want to go for 3-point calibration, just press exit button. It automatically moves into 4 pH. So this is a 1.68 pH. Before putting into 1.68 pH, wash the electrode thoroughly with the distilled water. And clean it with tissue paper. Make sure that pH electrode and temperature probe tip touch the solution. After that, press enter. Now we have to wait for approximate 2 minutes. This 300 showing some analog value corresponding to 1.68 pH. This must be stable during the calibration process. Right side dot may vary. So we have to wait for approximate 2 minutes for the calibration process over. Now 1.68 pH completed. Now display showing put electrode into 4 pH and press enter. Now move the solution into the 1.68 bottle from the beaker and wash the electrode thoroughly before putting the electrode into 4 pH with the distilled water. Also wash the temperature probe with the distilled water. Put both electrode and temperature probe into 4 pH solution and after that press enter. Now again analog value, it's around 153. Again that should be stable. That value may be 160, 170, 140. That's just an analog value. You just have to care that this should be stable. So again we have to wait for approximate 2 minutes for the calibration process of 4 pH over. 4 pH completed. Now again do the same process. Wash the electrode and temperature probe thoroughly using distilled water and put the 7 pH buffer into the beaker. After washing the electrode and temperature probe, put both the electrode and temperature probe into 7 pH buffer, and after that press enter key. Corresponding to 7 pH, again some analog value is there. We have to take care that it should be stable, and that value is around -30 to +30. Again we have to wait for approximate 2 minutes. Seven pH done. Now again wash the electrode and temperature probe thoroughly using distilled water and put both the things into 9.2 pH buffer. Now put electrode and temperature probe in 9.2 pH buffer, and after that press enter key. Again analog values is in the minus. It's showing that buffer is above 7 pH. Again we have to wait for approximate 2 minutes. .2 pH buffer done. Now if you are performing 3-point calibration, then in that case when machine demanding 12.45, just press exit button. Now as we are going for a 5-point calibration, now put electrode into 12.45 and press enter. Again wash the electrode and temperature probe thoroughly using the distilled water and put both the electrode and temperature probe into 12.45 pH buffer. Now put electrode and temperature probe into 12.45 pH buffer and press enter key. Again analog value is there, that is in the negative, that indicates that the buffer is greater than 7 pH. Now again we have to wait for approximate 2 minutes for the calibration process over. .4 pH done, calibration successful. Now machine automatically comes to the measurement mode. For the measurement mode, press measure after putting the pH electrode and temperature probe into unknown solution. For the video purpose, we are using 9.2 pH buffer. So put electrode and temperature probe into 9.2 pH buffer and press measure. A countdown timer start. Now how to change automatic temperature into manual mode? For that, switch off the machine, press second button and switch on the machine, and then press third button. Temperature mode selected. Press cal for manual and measure for automatic temperature compensation. So suppose we want to go for manual temperature. So for the increment, press increment button. Suppose we want to go for 25 degree. Using increment and decrement button, make it 25, and after that press enter key to save the temperature. Now during the measurement process, instead of A, M will display. Now here M indicates that temperature is manual selected.